thank you, Minister. That was a fantastic talk, and it's so exciting to have you here. It's my first trade mission down in Texas. What I really appreciated about you is just your willingness to listen and engage with the industry, take that feedback. And over the last 2 years, the position the Alberta government has taken has really been encouraging. I would say it truly is the friendliest jurisdiction in Canada when it comes to working with our regulators, engaging with our government, and just a business-friendly environment all the way around.
It's not a secret. The reason we're doing this is we want to attract investment, because with investment comes mortgage-paying jobs for Albertans, and that's what we want. We want a strong economy. We want good mortgage-paying jobs for Albertans, and this industry would be an important part of that.
So I'm just curious, so what kind of key factors or considerations have actually influenced the Alberta government to assert such a strong and prominent position for this industry?
Well, I saw it firsthand in Texas. I saw that we have an innovative, entrepreneurial industry, and that is the exact kind of industry that we want to attract to Alberta, because we view ourselves as innovative, entrepreneurial, and so I just think it's a perfect match. For an innovative jurisdiction to attract an innovative industry like this one, and quite frankly, I think that we've been great partners. The Canadian Blockchain Consortium has done an amazing job of getting government's attention, and like I said, we had a trade mission, a conference a month ago that the Premier of the province and probably 7 cabinet ministers attended. I don't know of any other ministers in the country that have been attending any blockchain conferences, so maybe I need to invite them all to come to Calgary next year, and they could attend that one with us as well.
So interestingly enough, on that note, we ended up having quite a few members of Parliament that reached out that weren't aware of it till last minute, that have already requested meetings to discuss, attending future events that we'll be hosting. So.
You know what? I will invite those members of Parliament to come to Alberta, which is a freedom-loving jurisdiction, to learn more about a freedom currency, and maybe we can attract them that way.
I love that. So for the roadmap for the digital asset industry, it really is such an incredible and important opportunity. It's very much a landmark study. So there's from our understanding, and we work with groups in the US, in the UK, there's no other jurisdiction that's actually had their government funded a strategic study to look at policy, legislation, regulation, everything for this industry. And it's just so important to implement it, because it really does help shape the future of this industry. I think that what we're doing in Alberta will actually be something that ripples and impacts the rest of Canada as well. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about, because you did a roadmap previously, which is why you had this brainchild inspiration to do this for the digital asset industry. But could you talk a little bit about the roadmap study that you did on hydrogen and the economic impacts that came from that?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to tell you that this was an original first for me, but it's not. I learned a long time ago that the success in business is about having a vision. And so when I was appointed to be the Associate Minister for Natural Gas, my team and I worked on a strategy for natural gas, about finding new markets for a struggling industry. And since we've done that, we have attracted about $20 billion in investment that has broken ground in the province since we did that. Part of that natural gas strategy was to create a roadmap for hydrogen. And that hydrogen roadmap has had the same success as the natural gas strategy and vision, which essentially was to be our signal to industry that Alberta is going to be a destination for the production and export of clean hydrogen. And so since that document was released, we have Air Products, which is the largest hydrogen producer in the world, has chosen Alberta to build a $1.8 billion clean hydrogen facility. Dow Chemical is going to use the circularity of hydrogen to create the world's first net zero ethane cracker. And that's going to be an $11 billion facility they're going to build. So these roadmaps are important because they lay out our vision. They lay out the steps that we are going to take to attract this business. It's a signal for industry, and it's a signal for the regulators. It tells the regulators the direction that we are going to go so that they can get ready.
Now, and I really appreciate that, because one of the things that we've noticed in Canada is there is a bit of a legislative gap. We're seeing in other jurisdictions, MICA in the UK, we're seeing positions being taken up in areas like Bermuda and areas like the Caymans and areas like in the Middle East. And the government's taking a strong position and leading that legislative framework. And what excites me about just having the initial conversations in this roadmap is the fact that we had the government, we had the regulators, and we had the industry all at the table discussing, like, why would we want to come to Alberta? What potentially is impacting us from being able to be successful? And can you talk a little bit about why is the government so willing to listen to the concerns of the industry?
Well, at the end of the day, the industry has the intellectual capital that is going to help get this launched in Alberta. And so it's important that we listen to industry and we hear what they have to say. And we're also the one that is, we've got industry here, we've got the regulator over here. We're the one that can go back and forth and let the regulators know what it is that they need to do to help us be successful. Because, and I should be clear, even though I'm the Minister for Red Tape Reduction, that doesn't mean that I'm against all regulation. I happen to become addicted to clean air, clean water, so I think a little bit of regulation is appropriate. What I'm against is unnecessary and duplication of regulation. And so we're able to take that message from industry directly to the regulators, to inspire them, to help them cut more red tape so that we can make it easier for job creators like yourselves to do what you do, which is to invest in the province.
And that's absolutely incredible, because I know there's key topics coming up in the issue within the industry right now, and I know everyone's kind of got stablecoins top of mind, and just your willingness to listen to the companies talk about how delisting them could actually impact their businesses. That's very important for them to just feel like government is actually hearing what's going on, whether or not we're able to move the needle on it, but just your willingness to listen and engage and hear how this could actually impact jobs and what this could do for the Canadian economy.
Well, and this is an issue that I've just become live to in the last couple of days, and what I've heard you and your industry ask for is a pause and support for this 18-month pause so that we can get it right. That's a no-brainer. We need to get this right, and sometimes the pause is what is appropriate so that we can get it right. And so we're going to support that pause. I'm going to continue to listen and to engage, and we'll do what we can to get this right.
No, I really, really appreciate that. So my final question to you, Minister, is so how does collaboration with groups kind of like the Consortium enhance Alberta's efforts in promoting innovation and growth within the sector?
Listen, our partnership with the Canadian Blockchain Consortium has been so important in our journey to becoming a destination for blockchain and crypto companies. And it's the collaboration. The fact that we are lockstep with the Canadian Blockchain Consortium, the fact that you could hold a conference and get a premier and 7 ministers to show up. We have amazing collaboration, and it's that collaboration that is going to move us forward, because we're not the experts. You're the experts. Industry is the experts, and we need to be lockstep with industry. So I would just say collaboration is key for moving this forward.
No, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. Very excited to have you at our dinner later this evening to keep talking about these impactful issues. And I know we're probably going to be hanging out on the cabanas, so if anyone would like to talk a little bit more with the Minister, learn more about what we're doing in Alberta, we'd really appreciate the opportunity. And just can I get a big round of applause for Minister Nally?
Thank you.